Hello, beautiful people. How are you doing? Thank you so much for finding time to join me. Welcome, karibu sana. If you're part of this You Flowers family, thank you so much for again joining me for a second time. And this is our second episode. If you're new here, welcome na karibu sana. Get a place, sit down, and join me as I take you through today's episode. Yeah, so my name is Candy and I host Your Flowers show. This is a place where we give people their flowers while they still can smell them. We appreciate them, we recognize their efforts, we say thank you in a way that maybe we never thought we could get an opportunity to tell them thank you. But in this platform, you have all the room and all the time and all that it takes for you to say thank you and let the world know that you appreciate that particular person whom you feel that in your heart you owe them credit. So welcome, karibu sana. Today's episode, I'm going to take you through or down a memory lane since I was a small kid, so that I'll tell you what inspired me to starting this Your Flowers show. So I'll be giving you a story of mine and a story of a beautiful old girl who has taken and who has played a very vital and big role in my life so effortlessly and selflessly that I have now become the woman I am today, right? So yes, karibu, keti chini, nikuambie the story and the safari that I have taken with this beautiful old girl. Yeah, so my life begins back in around more than 20 years ago, yeah. So when I was born, my grandmom took charge and started taking care of me when I was barely a month. And that meant that you have to stay awake, like just normally when you have a small baby, lazima you have to stay awake through the night. Sometimes the baby is fussy, the baby is crying, you have to stay awake. And by then she was around 80 years old. So you can imagine an 80-year-old nyanya taking care of a newborn. 2 weeks, let's even call it a month, okay? So you can imagine the struggle of changing the diapers. By then, there were no diapers. So we were using napkins and some old clothes zenye zimekatakatwa. Those who are from my centuries, they know what I'm talking about when I talk about nappies. Zile zilikuwa za white. They look like a towel, kind of. And yeah, so she had to change my diapers at night. She had to stay awake when maybe I am not sleeping. I am not sleepy because children are never sleepy when we want to sleep. They always have their own schedules. So she used to stay awake, and sometimes I would wake up when I'm hungry and she would make sure that I have something to drink. How so? When I was a small kid, we used to have the three Mafiga kitchen. You understand it. Those were from the countryside. They know what I'm talking about. So we used to get some charcoal and then cover it with ash. And then on top of that ash, tulikuwa tunaweka the metallic kettle. Wenye wanajua hiyo metallic kettle yenye ilikuwa na handle ya metallic pia, and tea would be cooked in it as it serves. So it used to serve two purposes. So the cow's milk could now be put there. Alafu sasa nikiamka at night, my grandmom would warm it on the charcoal yenye imefunikwa na jivu. After warming it, she would now feed me the milk, and then we would of course continue sleeping after diaper change and all that, you know. Yeah, so I feel like I think she had to go through a lot, and some of us are even unable to handle. And that is why you'll find that most people, when they give birth, when they have a newborn, they prefer having a father by the side to help with the task. But guess what? That woman took it head on. As old as she was, at 80 years old, she handled the infancy period of my life, you know. And I tend to imagine how stressful it was, but then again, she handled it very, very well. Now, when I was, of course, when a baby is kadogo, there's that time yenye utapelekwa clinic, and we know clinics zinakwanga every month. And you can imagine, personally, I have forgotten. I am a mother, and there are times that I have forgotten clinic dates. Zile dates za clinic, sometimes you will forget. But imagine that beautiful girl that old beautiful girl has never ever forgotten day ya kunipeleka hospitali, not even a single day. So today I celebrate her for that great memory, and even right now because she's over 100, bado hiyo memory iko. And something funny, she has never forgotten kunipeleka hosi, or she has forgotten the dates or anything like that. Even the records, she used to keep the records, which she still have to date. Akona ile card ya yellow, this, you know, the yellow card, she still has it. And other documentations za utotoni, ile kitabu yenye ilikuwa inakatwa ya 32 pages, every documentation that I was given in the hospital, she still have them. I remember this one time we went to the hospital and the nurse, that was Sirimon dispensary, ilikuwa inaitwa Kalalu dispensary. It was around 5 kilometers away from home, but she used to carry me kwa mgongo to that hospital. So on this particular day, tumeenda hospitali, and the nurse asks her, "Mama, jina la mtoto ni nani?" And my grandmom cannot pronounce Bridget. Guess what she said? Frederick. And everyone just burst out laughing, because this is a girl. I'm in a dress, first of all. How now come that this girl in a dress has turned to Frederick? So the nurse, of course, insulted her. I won't mention her name for security purposes, but I know that right now that nurse must be old here. So I think hata yeye saizi ndo uzee unaanza kumungia, and she now understands why the shosho said Frederick instead of Bridget. So I really salute my shosh for that. I salute her sana sana sana, and I want to appreciate her as she is alive, so that I will not be having a lot of burden when maybe it's too late, and it's a fact that we cannot run away from. It's a reality. So I appreciate her for that, because even when I was going to school, to primary school, I can confidently stand and say there was no mother, and I don't think I have seen or met a mother like her. She has been the best mother, and even if my mom would be alive, may her soul rest in peace, I know she would not have made a beautiful mother as my grandmom did. I'm not saying that my mother was not a good mom. She was. But I bet my grandmom had more experience. And of course, shoshos love their grandchildren. So my mom would not have treated me, you know, in a baby way like my grandmom did. But I'm not saying my grandmom spoiled me, because if she did spoil me, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I am who I am. I am the woman I am, the wife I am, because of my grandmom. So I'm not saying like she spoiled me, and I'm not saying my mom was a bad person. But again, we have to appreciate what and give credit where it's due, okay? So when I was in primary school, I used to carry food. I used to get my clothes washed by my grandmom. I never used to clean anything. She's the one who used to take care of everything. So like, for example, if I have to carry ugali and some veggies, you know, ugali and a stew, my grandmom never used to mix them. Okay, so she never used to mix them. Actually, I think I have eaten mixed food after nishatoka home from my shosho's home. She used to kata ugali in small cubes, pack them in a polythene paper. Hiyo time kulikuwa na hizi polythene za sukari and all that, and then anapack ugali. After amepack ugali, anachukua the sukuma or whichever stew and pack it in a dish, and then cover it up and give me na chai. I mean, I have never gone to school without food. Never, ever. Not that we were so rich, but I think she used to try her best, because even at her age, she used to have very big farm, yeah, veggies and all that. And even women used to come and buy from her. So she's such a hardworking woman, I would say. And she has taught me to work hard. I mean, she has taught me so many values that I wouldn't highlight here all of them, but I'm just giving just a story, just a small story of which I cannot tell it all here, you know. Yeah, so she used to give me food in different containers so that chakula isiharibike, number one. Number two, you eat decent food. That is, mbele ya watoto wengine, you don't have to eat food that is mashed up, you know, with everything, ugali and sukuma, nothing. And again, my grandma used to make sure that nimekula nyama. I'm not a fan of meat, but I used to take nyama. Don't worry which kind of nyama, because sometimes she used to, in the chicken fold kulikuwa na doves. So doves zikikuja zikiingia ndani, my shosho used to hunt them for me, and anachinja na tunapika, and it was fun. It was very, very fun, because sometimes even during her cooking sessions I used to find everything just fun and enjoyable, because kama tunapika chapati, she would make sure that amenipikia tumandazi tudogo. She would cut a chapati into small squares and fry them for me, and I would call that mandazi. So I have eaten mandazi zenye zimepikwa na pan, literally. Yeah. So anyway, so it was a cooking session that was full of fun and love and laughter as well, because I also remember there's a time we were cooking chapati, and guess what? I think it's old age or something. My shosho took unga ya uji and she tried making dough and haitengenezeki, and she was wondering what is not happening. Kumbe ni unga ya uji ndio tunatengeneza nayo chapati. Anyway, so the cooking sessions were nice, and I appreciate Shosho for that, because she has taught me how to cook, and I am a very good chef. I know that I'm a good chef. Maybe my husband one day will come and testify here. I'm a good chef. So the other thing that I would not fail to recognize in this video is how my shosho used to carry me from home to church, even at age 5. You know, a baby who is age 5 ako PP2, and most of them are very ni warefu, ama they are pum pum. Of course, I wasn't a very plump baby, but at least I had some weight, and I'm tall. Naturally, I'm tall. So you can imagine 5-year-old and 80-year-old, and now you know the age has already advanced. It's not like the way she was when I was a 1-month-old kid. So she used to carry me to church, and she always made sure that I was perfect, clean, spotless. I was a perfect baby. So I salute Shosho for that, and I really appreciate the care that she gave me, because it was top notch. Hiyo ni 6-star, hakuna mambo na 5-star. She used to give me the best. Again, when I went to high school, now time has come for me to go to high school, and I was torn between going to a day school and going to a boarding school. But again, I also wanted to be kuonja maisha ya boarding. Of course, all of us, nobody wants to go to a day school, apart from a very few students who would prefer to go to day school due to their own preferences and choice. Personally, my choice was to go to a boarding school, but again, I used to feel like I will leave my grandmom with so much burden, but I felt like she was safe, because she's a hardworking woman, she's very committed, she's very devoted. So time came and I had to go to high school. So I went to Kalalu Girls High School, which is just around 5 kilometers. It's actually close to the dispensary she used to take me when I was a kid. So it was not a new place to her, okay? So I went there and life began. Of course, homesick, Form 1, blah, blah, blah. I have to call Shosho, you know, and the rule was, uflash mzazi apige simu. And my Shosho doesn't know how to call back, okay? So tell me what to do. But anyway, I thank teachers in Kalalu Girls, because they used to understand and give me some chance to talk to my grandma. And so sometimes my grandma would choose to come and see me physically, because she was also as obsessed as I was with her, okay? So alikuwa anataka kuja kuniona, but unfortunately there were no means most of the time. She did not know how to come, how to get to school, and you know, bodabodas and these old mamas a bit kidogo our patani. But the good thing is that my shosho is as brilliant as I don't know what. She is bright. That woman is bright. I mean, she's a genius. Angekuwa naenda shule, I know she would have been the best student. So one day she thought of coming to school, and she thought of something. Akasema naonanga kuna gari naonanga ikipita hapa kila siku, na I can try and see if I can be lucky enough to get a lift from it, because I'm sure it goes towards that direction. And manyanya prepares everything, some sweet potatoes for the teachers, sijui mahindi chemsha, blah blah, viazi za principal, you know, yeah. And then anatayarisha, and she went outside kwa gate, akakaa hapa kangoja ile gari. And the gari arrived. So Shosho akasimamisha gari and the gari simamad and the person asked my shosh, mama naenda wapi? Of course you know now whose car it is. Mama naenda wapi? Naambia naenda Kaladu Girls. Naambia unajua, my husband was a corporal. So this car I feel like it's for my husband. So now you have to give me lift to Kalalu Girls. I'm going to see my daughter there. And the police officers laughed. And they were like, hey, this woman must be very daring. And do you know they gave her lift kutoka home mpaka shule, and that became her trend. She would stop the police car, come to school and see me. We talk, and then she would give me her phone. Ebu flash yu polisi umwambie nimemalizana na wewe akuja ni pick. It's like her car. Oh my God. So I used to feel like she's going far and beyond to make sure that I have the best. I do not feel like I'm left alone. I do not feel lonely, because coming to school, and in our school we were not allowed, there were no visiting days unless it's a very dire thing and the parent must come. There were no visiting days. There was literally no one allowed to come and see you before it's midterm or end term. But yeah, some few cases which were genuine, you were allowed to. But my Shosho used to come and the teachers used to allow her. So I salute Shosh for that. And I have no enough words that I can put together to thank her enough and to tell her how much my heart appreciates her. But I believe that to this point that I am doing my best to make sure that I give back to her the energy, the time, the sacrifices that she made for me, of which I cannot do it fully. You know, you can never repay a parent because they do much more than we think, okay? Because once you grow as an adult, you now have another family that is looking up on you. So you cannot really fully be there for the parents. But again, we try our best. So this, that story that I've given you, of course, we will bring Shosho here. We will feature her in one of my episodes to make sure that you get the story from the horse's mouth. Yeah, so I feel like that story is what really inspired me, because I was wondering, how can I ever tell the world? How can I ever make Shosho know that I appreciate her? And now because saizi sikia Kizungu, of course she hears Kiswahili and some English kidogo. She's a learned woman. I told you she's a genius. So allow me to give this short message in Kimeru so that it will reach to her kindly. Yeah, so ntagu umenye mndathondeka message yeje video yeje ukwira ibwega nontu bakuondera nontu wantu kwire cionde onderete mwanka ndakinyira au ndakinya ndatwika mwekuru Murungu akutharime na ukaremia ke mingi wonage tukitharimwa na kende kinya batu tumbe gukwira ibwega umenye video yeje ndekira aja ntagu ikonwa ni antu bonthe nthiguru yonthe umenye nkwendete na Murungu agwike ntuko nyingi sana. Yeah, that's my short message to Shosho. I hope it gets to her. And yeah, so guys, I hope that we'll get time and bring her here to your flowers show. Those are my flowers to my Shosho, and they are not limited to that. It's more and above. It's more, and it's so much that I cannot put it here together. But I really hope that I have put up or put out what I would want her to hear, and other people, of course, to hear. So that is the inspiration to the creation of your flowers show, and I hope to bring you much more beautiful things. See you guys in the next video.